Right now. That open. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's nerves in the end. The temple does. Get up a little higher. Do it. Do it right. That's it. Right. Quick. Quick. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah.
I ain't never get around. Grandfather bringing all the smoke on, baby. What they think you go, how they do that thing, cooking it, that's what it means. And we gonna be cooking, Marley.
The stage is set for an explosive showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, where both warriors are locked in relentless preparation mode. The atmosphere is electric with raw intensity, as each fighter pushes through grueling sessions that demand everything they've got. Every aspect of their camp radiates pure commitment and unwavering focus. These private training moments reveal the burning desire and tactical genius that will fuel this epic battle. This isn't just another fight. It's a collision of pride, hunger, and the relentless need to establish dominance when it matters most.
It's fun. It's a fun day every day, but it's serious when he's sparring. He gets down to nitty-gritty, does his thing, just embarrasses a lot of the sparring partners. And again, I tell him, have fun in there. Like, just make boxing great again, make boxing fun again. Oh, it is a little one.
Man, I've been working my ass off so much.
His opponent is undefeated. He's a frigidity boxer. He jumps in, jumps out. But there's one thing we see that he don't do.
So here's what you need to know. Teofimo Lopez is putting in serious work alongside the legendary Freddie Roach. And the sessions are absolutely relentless. Every combination lands with surgical precision. Every movement flows with bad intentions. The speed and power are undeniable, and Roach keeps pushing the tempo to another level entirely. Lopez stays locked in, staying razor-sharp with each exchange. This level of preparation tells you everything about how badly Teofimo wants this moment. The hunger to evolve and the dedication to perfect his craft are written all over every single round of sparring.
That's it. There you go. That's it. Quick. Quick. Like this. There you go. One, two. One, two, right there. I can get to me. Yeah. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, hook there. Double hook. See that? Right.
Share a lot of the same values, so right now we're doing some signatures, we're going to do some giveaways, really putting the fans first, so when he wins, the fans are going to win, even a free beer giveaway after he knocks out his opponent this fight.
Just doing things like this is what really matters, you know, at the end of it. When I'm in there in the gym, I'm having a great time. That's what I love to do, but over here, you know, it's just all about giving back. Just stay tuned, man. You guys can win one of these bad boys.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson's training environment operates on a completely different frequency. The camp maintains this quiet intensity where every detail matters and nothing gets wasted. The focus stays on fluid movement, surgical timing, and flawless technique execution. There's no drama or unnecessary noise, just pure business. Each training session carries serious intent, revealing a fighter who completely trusts his abilities and understands exactly what needs to happen. The preparation radiates total confidence in being completely ready when the moment arrives.
I
my God. Oh my God.
Shakur gets real about what he's walking into with Teofimo Lopez, and he's not playing any games about the difficulty level. He knows exactly why people are calling this his toughest test, especially since they've got history going back to their amateur careers where he witnessed Teofimo's talent firsthand. What makes this interesting is that Shakur specifically wanted this fight because it forces him out of his comfort zone and pushes his skills to the next level. He feeds off situations that demand growth instead of easy nights at the office. But here's his mentality for every single fight: total domination no matter where it happens or who's across the ring. He wants to leave zero doubt, zero controversy, and zero room for debate about who won. That approach drives everything he does in camp and keeps his focus razor sharp. In his mind, winning this fight doesn't just add another victory to his record. It launches him straight into the elite conversation and solidifies his case as one of the absolute best pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now.
I mean, they absolutely right to have their opinion. I already know this guy's good. I done came up in the amateurs with him. I chose this for that reason. Like, I chose this because I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to put myself in a situation to where I'm able to raise my game up to another level. So that was my whole purpose.
Do you feel like you got to be real dominant in this fight? Because, I mean, Tio, he from New York, and, you know, you having a fight in New York, and the judges, man. You never know, yo.
He not from New York, but he not from New York. He not from New York. He probably was born in New York, but, like, being from New York is like I'm raised and I'm brought up in New York. And I knew him for years and years, and I always seen him out of Florida. Like, that's where he was out of, Florida. So I don't look at him like a fighter that's from New York. So, but do I gotta be dominant? I think every fight that I set up, I want to be dominant. I don't care who in front of me. I want to dominate. I want to beat you to where judges don't feel like they can rob me. So I always got that feeling. I always got that chip on my shoulder.
If you do win this fight, what do you think it does for your career?
I think it put me top 5 pound for pound. I think it puts me like one of the best fighters in my era. I think it just established that I'm that guy. Like, I be one of the 4 kings that they call the 4 kings, and it also depends on the fashion that I do it. So it's gonna be interesting.
But what be going on with this Tio dude, though, man? I be seeing these videos online of him making racist comments. You be seeing that, man?
Roy Jones Jr. breaks down something fascinating about old school versus new school mentality, and it all comes down to respect and consequences. Back in his day, certain lines could never be crossed face to face because real problems would follow immediately. Once that respect gets violated, there's no walking away from what comes next, and trying to ignore it makes you look weak in everyone's eyes. The old school approach meant responding fast, testing someone's intentions, and making sure your reputation stayed intact. This goes way deeper than just throwing punches, though. It's about honor, manhood, and making sure nobody questions where you stand on anything. Roy notices that some modern fighters deliberately push buttons just to see how people react, like they're running some kind of test. In his world, that behavior can't slide. It's completely non-negotiable in this sport. And how you handle those moments when someone challenges your boundaries defines everything about your character, your discipline, and your credibility both inside the ring and outside of it.
I don't understand the press conference. Shakur Stevenson looked confused about the press conference. Teofimo Lopez is known for saying outlandish things, but I've noticed over the last couple of years, he's making less and less sense when he speaks. Like, the types of things that he's saying at the press conference are just unnecessary. The things that he's saying and the way he's saying it, I don't know if it's nervous energy. I don't know if he's just trying to get a rise out of these cameras and people online so they can talk about him. I really don't know what it is, but I don't understand why guys do things like that. What does that have to do with the fight? What does that have to do with boxing? The only thing you might accomplish out of that is making Shakur Stevenson mad, and he try to make you pay for that come fight night on January 31st. I don't get that kind of stuff. See, we'll look at stuff like that and we'll laugh at it in the sport of boxing, and we won't say that that's affecting boxing or hurting boxing. We'll just say that's just the way fighters are. but we'll get mad at a Jake Paul and we'll say that he's ruining boxing because you don't like Jake Paul or the things that he says or the fact that he's making money in a space that he didn't grow up in. To me, these are the kind of things. Press conferences like that, when you got Teofimo Lopez saying some of the things that he said, that's the kind of stuff that give boxing and fighters a black eye. That's why when we walk in a room and people know that you fought for a living or you currently fight for a living, they expect a certain type of thing. They look at you a certain type of way, and you almost gotta prove that you're not that to be able to get some respect when you're speaking to people, because they don't expect us to be people who are sensible, people that can articulate their words, people that can be sensible about how they go about their everyday life. So I personally, listen, everybody goes about this fight thing, this competition thing different. I'm not saying nobody has to be like me, got to be like you or anybody else. Be yourself. But that kind of stuff, to me, I don't really see a place for it in the sport of boxing. It don't make sense. It got everybody scratching their head. And your opponent who came there to talk to you about this fight, he wants to hear what you got to say about what you're going to do to him and vice versa. But you got an opponent in Shakur Stevenson who's confused now. He literally was looking around like the look that Shakur Stevenson had on his face was, I did not come here for this. And I think he even said, I really don't know what to say about it. That don't make for a good press conference to me.
Yeah, I know. But see, this is what I try to tell you about. I know y'all don't hear me a lot of time when I say it. There's old school and there's new school. Old school has something that had been said. They would not have allowed us to be able to come face to face. Because you don't say it to me and think I ain't gonna try to tear your head off as soon as I get close to you.
Well, so you're not gonna wait till fight night. You're gonna get it in that day.
Because some things are because sometimes you go a little bit beyond respect. That's disrespectful. If you disrespect me on any level, we fighting then. Now I'm gonna try to hold it together but if you disrespect me, which is what he just did, I'm not gonna ask him about what he's talking about. When I get close enough, I'm gonna show him what I ain't talking about. You understand where I'm coming from? So there's a difference. That's why I say you gotta know the difference from the old school and the new school. Had he said that in my day, it could not.
Buddy Ennis drops some serious knowledge about why sleeping on Shakur Stevenson would be a massive mistake for Teofimo Lopez. He breaks it down like this. Shakur's speed becomes its own form of power, because opponents can't track or anticipate what's coming, making even the smallest shots incredibly effective. Don't get it twisted though, this fight won't be a walk in the park for either man, and anyone thinking there's an obvious favorite needs to think again. While Teofimo brings legitimate athleticism, explosive power, and the ability to both bang and box when he needs to, Shakur has been handling bigger and stronger fighters his entire career. Through precise footwork, perfect timing, and intelligent ring control, Shakur consistently neutralizes dangerous opponents who should give him problems on paper. Buddy sees Shakur's boxing IQ and ability to adapt over 12 rounds as the key difference maker. He's leaning toward a decision win for Shakur, but he knows the whole fight could change if Teofimo lands something clean that Shakur doesn't see coming, which keeps this matchup incredibly compelling. The analysis shows just how much respect both fighters have earned and why neither can afford to take shortcuts in their preparation.
Pick them apart. And I gotta tell everybody that Whichcomb is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Teo got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they've got the weight and all that. I see Shakur boxing big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like moves, he box heavyweights and put heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then all according how Teo come in. Teo come at him. He's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just, like I said, speed is power. You know, not them guys, muscle bound guys come in and they tell me, oh, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact. The punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming. That's the one you worry about.
So Shakur sat down on the Ariel Helwani show and cleared the air about his relationship with Teofimo Lopez, explaining that there's never been any real beef between them personally. He's always had genuine respect for Lopez as a competitor, recognizing his speed, power, athleticism, and complete skill set that has stayed consistent throughout his career. Look, Teofimo can be controversial sometimes and says things that rub people wrong, but Shakur doesn't let that stuff get under his skin personally. At the same time, he admits that some of those comments, especially ones that have bothered other people, definitely add extra fuel to his motivation when it's time to perform at his absolute peak. Shakur sees past all the noise, though, and recognizes that Teofimo is genuinely hungry and wants to reach greatness in this sport. From Stevenson's perspective, this fight represents way more than just another win on his record. It's about proving himself against someone with real talent, determination, and ability. The goal isn't just victory, it's about testing every aspect of his game, his skills, his preparation, and his strategy against someone who brings serious problems to the table.
Done. I wanna make it happen, so let me hit the guy up.
Honestly, I had been set it up with the higher power people. I kind of asked them, can we make the fight happen? But once it got closer to getting it done, I kind of reached out to T.O. and he was cool.
And obviously this is happening at 140. Why were you interested in that? Why the decision to move up from 135?
I'm not moving up to 140-pound division just yet. I'm actually a 35-pounder, but I moved up for this fight because I know that why would I bring him down? I would have to come up to his weight if I want to fight him. So it only made sense.
Was MSG always the spot that was discussed, or perhaps Prudential Center, Newark, or any other locations?
They asked me Las Vegas or New York, and I told them I like New York. So,
do you like the idea of fighting at MSG as opposed to Prudential Center, which you have done very well at?
Nah, I would rather fight in my hometown because that's where I'm from, and I know everybody's gonna be there to support me. I know the faces, I know everything when I walk out. But honestly, it's cool because it's on New York. You know, it's right there. T.O. claims he's from New York, but it's interesting.
What do you mean by that? Oh, did we lose him? Oh, are you there?
He claimed it because he's not really from New York.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You froze on us for a second, but now you're back.
He's not really from New York. He's from Florida. I actually knew him growing up, and he was always with Team Florida. So I don't look at him like a fighter that's from New York. I know the fighters that's from New York. I came up with them guys. I used to see them all the time in the regionals. When I used to go to Gleason's gym, I used to see a lot of them fighters.
Greg Hackett breaks down this fight with some deep analysis, and he's picking Shakur Stevenson to take the decision when it's all said and done. He points to Shakur's discipline, ring intelligence, and ability to control every aspect of the fight for all 12 rounds as the deciding factors. Hackett explains that Shakur's entire approach is built to neutralize power punchers, which makes him incredibly adaptable and tough to solve over the long haul. Now he's not disrespecting Teofimo's game at all, recognizing his athleticism, explosiveness, and legitimate punching power that make him dangerous for anyone in the division. But Hackett believes Shakur's precision, timing, and movement create a tactical advantage that allows him to dictate how this fight unfolds from start to finish. He knows this will test both fighters mentally and physically, pushing their skills, conditioning, and heart to the absolute limit. While anything can happen in boxing, Hackett sees Shakur's consistency, tactical awareness, and ring IQ as the tools that get the job done. His prediction comes down to Shakur's ability to control distance, avoid unnecessary exchanges, and execute his game plan perfectly, though he acknowledges that Lopez's physical gifts guarantee this will be competitive and entertaining from the opening bell.
I think Shakur. Yeah, my first mind told me Shakur, and I thought about it. Yeah, I'm picking Shakur by decision, but because this is fighting, anything can happen. You can't count Tio out. So there is thoughts sometimes that cross my brain, like, damn, what if Tio catch him like real good though? You know what I mean? And hurt him, or what if he just out hustling? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of shit that crossed my mind, but I still like Shakur for the dub. I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. Like, he knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And he's always prepared to win. So, and I think Shakur respects Tio to the point where he gonna train like he's never trained before, because this is a great fight for him. This is probably the best fight of his career up to date. Even though he's been in some great fights, this is probably the best opponent. You know what I mean? And Tio, same for Tio. So when it's like that, when you put Magic and Bird together, it happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.